Parshas Vayechi, Perek Mem Zayin, Pasuk Vav Ches. We're going to learn now about Yaakov's final year spent in Mitzrayim, being reunited with his family, and they were the best of his years, in his life. He was surrounded and reunited with his family, and basically free from any enemies. When Yaakov sensed that he was about to die, he sent for Yosef. Yaakov instructed Yosef not to bury him in Mitzrayim. Yaakov instructed him to bury him in Hebron. Sometime later, when Yaakov became ill, Yosef took his two sons, Menashe and Ephraim, to Yaakov to receive the final bracha. Yaakov surprised Yosef by informing him that he was making Yosef's sons the head of the two separate Shvatim on equal footing with Yaakov's own sons. Okay, that's what we're going to learn today. Perek Mem Zayin. Vayechi Yaakov be'eretz Mitzrayim shvasei shana. Yaakov lived in Mitzrayim the last 17 years of his life. Vayehi yimei Yaakov shnei chayav, and the years of Yaakov in his lifetime were Sheva Shanim v'arba ma'ashana Shana, were 147 years. Rashi Vayechi Yaakov. Rashi asks Shlomo Parsha Zeus to Suma, why is this Parsha Vayechi? Why is it closed up? And anytime you have in Torah, there's a Suma and there's a Parsha Stuma. So over here you see that basically Vayigash and Vayechi it's all in the same paragraph. There's no stop. There's no like new paragraph or anything. So Rashi asks, so why is it that the section of the Torah is closed up? Rashi says, in the Fish Akiva Shnifta Yaakov Avinu, since Yaakov passed away, the eyes and the heart of the children became closed up from the misery of Mitzrayim, began to impose upon them. That's the first reason why there's this Tasuma. Another explanation is and another explanation is that Yaakov wished to reveal to his sons when Mashiach would come, when would be the end of all exiles, and V'nistam Mimeno was concealed from him. Pasuk of Tes, Vayikrubu Yimei Yisrael Lomos, the times of Yaakov to die approached. Vayikra Levnei Yosef, he called to Yosef his son, Vayemer, he said, if you now regard me favorably, please place your hand below my thigh to swear, and you will perform with me a chesed of emes. Do not bury me in Mitzrayim. Rashi says, the time of Yaakov to die approached. Every time the Torah uses the expression, the time of death approached, he did not attain the age of his father. Yitzchak lived 180 years, and his sons was 170, and Yaakov lived 180, and Yaakov passed away 47. The David Shenemar Kriva, about David, it says also Kriva, his days to die approached, and Aviv Chai Pei Shanim Vu Chai Ayin. His father lived 80 years and he lived 70 years. Whenever you have a lashon of Kriva, means they did not attain the years of their father. The Rashi of Yikra Levnei Yosef Misha Ayo Yechilas B'Ladelasis. The person who had the ability to carry out his request. Simna Yotcha, the Yishava, and swear. Chesed Emes. Why does Yaakov tell him to do kindness and truth? Chesed Sheisim Amamesim Chesed Shalemes. Kindness that one does with dead people are true kindness. Why? Shein Mitzapel Tashkin Gmul, because he did not accept to be repaid at all. Anasib Beredim Mitzrayim, did not bury him in Mitzrayim. Sefer Liyas Hafarakinim, because ultimately the soil will become lice. When action Tachas Gufi, which will swarm under my body. Additionally, the dead outside of Eretz Yisrael will not have Chiyas Amazim only by suffering the pain of rolling through the underground passages in the land of Mitzrayim, to the land of Eretz Yisrael. As well, so that the Mitzrayim should not make me a object of idol worship, so therefore do not bury me in Mitzrayim. Pasuk Lamed. I shall go to lie with my fathers. And you shall then carry me from Mitzrayim. Before Tani before us, and bury me with my father's burial plot. And he said, I will do as you say. The Vav Shachati is connected at the beginning of the previous pasuk. Place your hand under my thigh and swear to me. And he said, that I go and I be buried with my fathers, and you bring me from Mitzrayim. Now, Rashi says, don't touch up. Means that I should be buried in the Maras HaMachpelah. Why? It says right afterwards, and then it says, so it must mean something else. It must mean that I'm saying, and swear to me, also, we find whenever the expression lying with his fathers is used for dying and not for burial. As we see, David then lay with his fathers. So lay does not mean burial. And then he was buried in the city of David. And he said, Yishavali, swear to me. And he swore to him. And then Yaakov then bowed towards the head of the bed. When the fox has his moments, bowed to him. Towards the head of the bed. He turned around towards the Shechina. From here we learn. From here we learned that the Shechina rests upon the head of a sick person. And that's why he went towards the head of the bed. Another explanation. What does it mean? He bowed to the head of the bed. He bowed with gratitude because his bed was completed and had no wicked person part of it. Yosef was a king. Not only that, he was held captive amongst the Goyim, and he remained steadfast in his righteousness. It came after these events. A messenger came and told Yosef, your father is sick. So he took with him to Yaakov his two sons, as Menashe and Ephraim. Rashi says, who told Yosef? Echad min hamagidim. This refers to one of the messengers. And it's just an abbreviated pasuk. Some people say Ephraim was regularly with Yaakov to study Torah. And when Yaakov became sick in the land of Bashan, Ephraim made love of the Mitzrayim. Ephraim went to his father to Mitzrayim to tell him what's going on. Why did he take his two sons? In order that Yaakov should bench him before he dies. Pasuk Beis, this Shliach informed Yaakov, saying, Yosef, your son is now coming to you. So Yaakov got strength and he sat up in the bed. Rashi says, Yaakov, but it doesn't say who it was. There are many such psukim which are abbreviated away. He said, even though he's my son, Malafu is my son, he's a king, as I'm going to give him honor. From here we learn that honor is given to Malchus, the royal rank. Similarly, you find that royalty by Pare, it says, all the servants of yours have come to me. By Eliyahu it says, Eliyahu girded up his loins and ran before Achab. So we see that we give covet to kingdom. Pasig Gimel. Vayemer Yaakov Yosef El Shaddai Nida Yilai Belos Beres Kenan. Yaakov said to Yosef, Hashem, the all-sufficient God, appeared to me in Luz, in the land of Canaan. And he blessed me. Vayemer Eli, he said to me, Pasig Dal, I'm going to make you fruitful and I will increase your numbers. And I will make you into a collection of tribes. I'm going to give Eretz Yisrael to your descendants after you, an everlasting possession. Rashi, Hashem informed me that in the future there would be descent from me, another group comprised of two tribes. And although he said to me, a nation and a group of nations. A nation, he told me, was referred to Binyamin. A group of nations, he meant another two people besides Binyamin. And also I never had another son. So therefore, Hashem told me that in the future, one of the two tribes would be split. So I'm giving you this tribe that's going to be split. I'm giving to you. That's Menashe and Ephraim. Pasuk, hey. So now, your two sons who were born to you in the land of Mitzrayim before I came to you, Ephraim were considered Ephraim and Menashe. The Reuben, Shimon, and Yuli are considered like Reuben and Shimon. Rashi and Ledim Lechad Bayelecha Lefnei Bayelecha, which means before I came to you. Which means they were born between the time you left to me until the time that I came to you. Lihaim, what does it mean? They are mine. The Cheshbon Sharbnei Banayim, they are to be counted together with the other sons, taking Lital Chelek B'Eretz Ish Kenegdei, and taking a share in the land of Eretz Yisrael, each one corresponding to his portion. Pasuk Vov. And your offsprings may be born to you after them, they will be considered yours. In their inheritance, they will be reckoned under their brothers' names. The Rashi if you have any more children, they will not be counted as my sons. They're going to be included amongst the tribes of Ephraim and Menashe. And they will not have their own names as tribes regarding the inheritance of the land of Eretz Yisrael. Even though the land was divided according to the head count, it says, for the tribes that has many, you shall increase in this portion to inherit the property. Every man took an equal portion except for the firstborn. They're not called Shvatim except these ones. With regard to the drawing lots of dividing the land according to the number of tribes, appointing a leader for each tribe and assigning flags to each of them. Pasuk Zayin. We did that already. Pasuk Zayin. Sorry. And as for me when I came from Padan, Mesa lighted off Eretz Canaan, Rachel Dan, I mean the land of Canaan. But Kibras Eretz, Love Efrasa Vekpurasham, but there Efrasa he Bislachim, Rachel Dan on me in the land of Canaan, on the road, still a certain distance from reaching Ephras, and I buried there in Ephras, there Bislachem road. Rashi, even though I am troubling you to bury me in Eretz Canaan, I didn't do this for your mother, because your mother died close to Beis Lachem. Kibras Eretz, Midas Eretz, this is the measure of the land, this is 2,000 cubits equivalent to distance within like the Mishnah Darshan said, outside the town's inhabited limits to the Shabbos. Don't think that I was the rain that prevented me from bringing her to Hebron for the burial. It was for dry seasons when the ground is riddled and full of holes like the sieve. And I buried there. I did not even carry her to Beis Lachem to bring her to the land. And I know that you feel resentment towards me. You should know that I buried her there with the command of Hashem, so that you may help her offsprings. And when her offspring, when Zavarian was sent into exile, so Yotza, Rachel emerged and stood at her grave, weeping and beseeching mercy from Hashem for them. As it says, the sound has been heard in the highest heavens. Hashem answered, it says, for there is a reward in your actions, and your children will return to the territory. Ungla says, Kruv Ara, the amount of land, is the land which is plowed in one day. And I am the opinion that they would have a definitive measure, which they would call the amount one furrow. It says he plows again. The amount a fox carries away with his feet from a plowed field. And Yaakov saw Yosef and he said, who are these? So Rashi Vayar Yisrael, biggest of our he wished to bench them, but the Shina departed them. Because it, from Ephraim, one of them, all these Rishonim, Yerovam, V'acham, are going to come from him, and he didn't want to bless them. Vayemer Yosef el Aviv, and Yosef answered his father, Vayemer, and he said, Bonahim, they're my sons, and Hashem granted me. Vayemer, and he said, Kocham no alai v'avorachem. Yaakov said, bring them to me, and I will bless them. Rashi, Vayemer mi'ela me'echin yasa elu shenelu yelu bracha. From where were these born that are not a fit of bracha? So he said, Bazeh herle shtar ersel shtar ksuba. He showed Yaakov is shtar ersel shtar ksuba will bigash Yosef. Rafan and Aladover, and Yosef then will daven to Hashem concerning this matter. But no, the Ruach HaKodesh, and Ruach HaKodesh rested on Yaakov.